Howdy, folks, and welcome to our first attempt at streaming on YouTube. So bear with us with any technical difficulties. We've already been fighting a little bit with our computers. Anyway, it's Nick from the Meek Informant, joined by Adam.
Good evening.
Yeah, so we are going to play some skirmish mode, the brand new format that just came out, and we're also going to play on Tabletop Simulator. Just to sort of show people how that works. And yeah, hopefully we can yeah, it's I don't know, it's a really cool way to play, and it supports a little bit more flexibility than Jigoku. It's a little bit less handholdy, so I like it. So
Yeah, it's good. And with all of the latest social distancing for things, this is the way that I think some of us will play in a casual way that isn't kind of mechanical like Judoku can be.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So all right, so jumping right in here, what is the skirmish format, Adam? Can you talk a little bit about it?
sure. Yeah, the skirmish format is intended to be as far as Tyler has touted it, to be a 10 to 30-minute game. And I've played a couple now, and I would agree with that. It plays fairly quickly. It gets it streamlines things, and I think its big draw is to try and get people to play that might not have been or might have seen L5R as being overwhelming from a rules perspective. So the streamlining tries to make the decision points easy to remember for what you have to do in the game, and we can probably go over some of those points. But the big one, and I think it was in this week's article, part two of what Tyler released, which is the rule of three. And so there's a lot of things in the game now that is a easy thing to remember. If like you don't know how many things you're supposed to, or what the number is supposed to be or something, usually it's three. And what I mean there is there's only three provinces now. You only draw three cards at the beginning of the game for your conflict hand. Uh, and then there's a couple of multiples of three, like six. So you only get six influence to include from cards in other clans. But besides that, there's a few other things too that we'll probably highlight as we play. But it's interesting. Yeah, there's no strongholds, and well, you still have your clan, you still have your splash. There's no roles, and I think that's a couple of the main things. There's a few others. I can pull up the list of them here, but anything else you can think of off the top of your head there, Nick?
Yeah, so three provinces. You're going to draw to three cards. You start with six honor, six fate. All the provinces have three strength. Yeah, I mean that's most of it. Oh, and you're limited to 2x of any given card in your deck. So
Right.
you can't you can't run 3x of things. You're only running a 30 card deck. Well, I guess it's 30 to 40. You could run up to 40, but come on, you run the smallest deck possible.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely simpler from a deck building perspective, and I don't know, it has a lot of interesting. Oh, there's like a lot of automated stuff that doesn't happen. So like, there's no first player passing fate. There's no unopposed honor loss. Your provinces, when they're broken, don't automatically get discarded during the fate phase anymore. So like, it's a lot of these little changes. And your bids can only go 1 to 3, and dueling is significantly different. Basically, the way dueling is, you're going to bid again 1 to 3, and then after your bid, if you had more skill at the start of it, you add 1 to your bid, to the value of it, basically for free. So that doesn't cost you an extra honor, but it gives you this little edge if your character was ahead. But it uh, it doesn't take into account your skill in like a pure sense. So like in the normal game, if I have 7 and you have 1, then nothing you bid is going to make you win. Well, now there's always a chance to win depending on what you bid versus what I bid. So yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
interesting too. I think he even said that almost considered making that a change to stronghold version of the game, which is the standard way we all play L5R in the
yeah,
article today,
yeah.
which I
So
thought was cool. But yeah, it's an interesting. I like the dueling. I think like you said, and like Tyler said in the article, is that there's now you can sneak out a duel win when you're not statted to correctly win the duel because of the way the bidding works.
Yep. Yeah. So it's
Oh,
definitely more interesting as like a mini game.
did you mention in the dueling about we said rule of 3, but there's only 1, 2, 3 on the dial also.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the case in both the draw phase and the dueling. So both of those are going to be the case.
Right. There's also a restricted list, which we should probably mention, or a ban list. Excuse me, it's the ban list, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's a ban list. I forget all the stuff that's on it, but a lot of it is like things that are on the banned list in the main game. So like Guest of Honor is on there, things like that.
Yeah, I'll go through real quick for people who are curious. This is March 27th of 2020, so I'm sure it'll change eventually. But right now it's Guest of Honor, Charge, Karada District, the Imperial Palace, which is not on the ban list in standard Stronghold version, Way of the Chrysanthemum, which is also not, Master of Gisatoshi, Kanjo District, Alibi Artist, which made me so sad, but I totally understand.
Yeah, I mean, with the smaller deck, the card filtering's got to be crazy. And he starts on
and
too.
It starts at 6. Yeah, he starts at 6, exactly.
Yep.
Hidden Moon Dojo, Miyamoto's Daisho, Prayers to Ibizu, and then Chronicler of Conquest, which is Dominion Cycle. So, yeah, they're all ones that they seem like they should be on there. So that's good. I'm sure there will be more as people play the game. But yeah, that's oh, did we talk about ring effects? I don't think we mentioned ring effects.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so a couple of rings are changed. There's 3 of them actually. Rule of 3s. So the air ring can no longer gain 2 honor. It just takes an honor from the opponent. Am I right about that? It is no longer. It isn't that I. It isn't that I. Like, it's not like City of the Open Hand. It actually does transfer, right?
It does. It does transfer. Yep. You take it. Yeah. And the reason they made that, and that makes sense even before I read the article this week when I first saw the rule last week, I was like, yeah, with only 12 being the way to honor out, if you can just go air ring and gain 2 honor, you're pretty close to getting after 3 air rings.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You get there really quick. So.
Yeah.
So that's one. The Earth Ring is either you draw a card or your opponent discards a card, and that also kind of makes sense because there's less. There's fewer cards in general. You're drawing fewer cards, so a 2-card swing in the Stronghold format is strong, but it's not as strong as a 2-card swing when your hand is like 5 cards.
Right.
And then the Water Ring can bow or ready a character with 1 fate or less. Right. So what that means is you can't stand your big guy if he's got like 4 fate on him, but I can target more people on my opponent's side if I want to bow them.
Right.
Yep. So, you only get 1 conflict each round. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yes. We did not mention that. That's very important. I mean, the list isn't very long. So if you look at there's 2 documents, 2 main documents. There's the Learn to Play, which I actually think is pretty good for people learning to play from the beginning. It's the same as we saw in the original box of the game that came out, almost 3-4 years ago now. But for anybody that does know the game, even if you haven't played in a while, just if you know the rules to some degree, the 2-page skirmish rule set, it is like 100% like all you need to know to figure out what the differences are. And I think we've touched on pretty much all of them. The other one that I missed the first time I read, though, which is super important, is there's no actions from hand during there's only reactions, interactions during the dynasty phase.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yep. So it simplifies the dynasty phase. You only need to look at your hand if you are playing a reaction. Worth noting that means that although Those Who Serve is not on the banned list, you can't play it because it's an action and it's during the dynasty phase only. So,
yep.
Don't put it in your deck.
Yep.
All right. So I think I think that covers everything. Are we ready to get started?
I'm ready. Yeah, let's probably go over. So we're going to be using Tabletop Simulator.
Yep.
For anyone that doesn't know what that is, it is literally a virtual tabletop, and there are many games. You can play board games, you can play card games, you can do RPGs, miniature games. So the nice thing is there's a platform, and then people provide the content to put in it. The great developers over at Bushi Builder have had a tabletop simulator import feature for a while. And even more awesome is, I want to say, as of like the past 24 hours, because I hadn't seen it um, until Nick mentioned it about an hour ago, that there is a way to do skirmish deck imports from Bushi Builder into Tabletop Simulator. So, yeah, I guess Simulator is a kind of open game engine to let you play board games while you cannot go and see your friends in person.
Yeah, and it's super customizable, and you can do just a ton of different stuff with it. So, anyway, we have that loaded up. I'm gonna bring it up here in just a second. Ta-da!
Yay.
Yeah, Tabletop Simulator. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that this table looks really cramped to be playing L5R on, which is fine. We are going to first, because the table that it chooses is random. So I just wanted to show you how to do like the setup right from the bare bones. So we're going to go to Objects, Tables, and we're going to select Rectangle. I think this one gives us the most space, and you can see I'm kind of spinning around here. Um, so yeah, let's. The other thing we're going to have to do is promote Adam.
Yes,
That
very
is
important.
Peregrine Falcon. So that if you promote the other player, that allows them to spawn in objects like their deck. Um, so where is my deck and what do I do with it? So I'm going to go down here to saved objects. And if you go to Bushi Builder, it will show you. There's kind of a tutorial on there about how to use the saved objects. So basically, uh, there's a folder in the Tabletop Simulator documents. You drop a JSON file in there, and then when you go to saved objects, it'll have your decks as saved objects. So you click on it, this little bag comes out. So the
Before you
bags,
get too far there, I
yeah,
was just gonna I want to touch on that a little bit more. So to find that little tutorial, it's actually not super, I don't say it's not intuitive, but you have to kind of look for it. So we probably all know Jigoku export to get your deck list into Jigoku. Well, it's the same spot. And if you've created your deck through the now Skirmish deck builder, which is again super helpful, you still go to the export, right? It's what do I usually call it? It's I lost the name of it. Yeah, export on the top, and now there's a new option. Well, there's actually less options when you're in Skirmish, and you click the Tabletop Simulator deck export beta from the dropdown, and you'll see a TTS deck, and then in that area, the tutorial that Nick is referring to, it's a little hyperlink at the bottom of that. That's the best way to find it. The place you do have to drop it, I think, on Windows is in your is in your documents, my games, Tabletop Simulator saves saved objects, which is what Nick is going to show in a second here when he loads it.
yep,
And on a Mac, which is what I use, it's in my user directory /library /Tabletop Simulator /saves /saved objects. So that's kind of like the most complex technical thing you have to know about it. But once you know where that spot is, and again, that is off of Bushi Builder, you can find it once you go to export. Then you can get to this, and this is what Nick is going to show you now: is dropping that in and getting the actual bag to drop in the game.
yeah. So I've got the bag on the table here, and what I'm going to do is just right click on it, and they have this thing called they've got a lot of automation built into the Bushi Builder things. So I'm going to get set up playmat. So that's going to unpack a lot of this, right? It gives me my playmat. Now, when I click on it, it rotates to face me. And I'm actually currently controlling those two bags you can see floating around. So I'm going to pick up my playmat, move it over here. Oh, hold on. No, get back in there.
Yeah, so the general rule of thumb is like anytime you want to click on something that's a pile of things, you just kind of hold your mouse over it longer
Yep.
and then click.
Yeah,
And
so what
then
I was doing
otherwise
there
it's a
was not holding long enough, it was pulling out the top object in that bag. So anyway, so my playmat's now in the right spot. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to do setup full. So there's setup full and setup partial. Setup full spawns things that you only need one of per game. So things like the Imperial Favor, the rings, things like that. So the big thing to note is that when you click setup full, the game is probably going to freak out for a second. So watch here, and you'll kind of see what I mean.
Freak out.
So yeah, there's a little bit of lag there, but overall, right, it gives you everything you need, right? We've got the favor, we've got a die here, we've got all 5 rings, the first player token. These are our dishonored and honored ghost stones and fate and honor. So I'm getting towards setup, but I need fate and honor. Let's set that up. So if you right click on the playmat, you can gain 6 fate and gain 6 honor. And you'll
Rule
notice,
of threes.
yeah. So right down here in the corner, there is a count for what I have. Now that assumes that your fate and honor are in these kind of particular places. So if I were to pick up all my fate and move it out of there, you'll see it goes down, even though it's still on the playmat. So you just kind of need to keep it in that general area above your conflict deck, and this is kind of next to your bid dial for honor. And one other thing to note, to pick up multiple objects, you can either click and drag, or you can click one of the objects, right? And then while you're holding down the button, right click on another one, and it'll pick up other objects. And you can actually do that with multiple types of objects. So I'm carrying fate, and now I'm carrying the bid dial as well, and I'm just floating those around. So anyway, yeah, so I am set up. Adam, why don't you get set up?
All right. So yeah, as a reminder, Nick and I are playing a game together, so he had to give me permission. So he went up and did that because normally, as another player joining a room, I wouldn't just be able to uh, add things to a board.
Yep.
Hopefully, this is going to. Yeah. Okay. And so there's a bit of lag there for a second when I clicked it. So you guys aren't seeing my screen, but I clicked from the saved objects, and it took a second. We did this earlier as a test drive. Don't click it multiple times. Let it load, because if not, you're going to get a bunch of bags on the table.
Yeah, yeah.
And that'll just make it compounds it to making it worse. So I'm going to follow the same things Nick did. So I have the bag in the center. I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to say get setup mat. Now, as he said, I can click and move my thing, but as you notice, I have some rings with me, so I'm not going to steal those. Let's give those back to the center of the board. And I am going to be right-clicking and selecting Setup Partial. We don't need 2 sets of rings. We don't need 2 favors, all that good stuff. So I do this, and as you can see, it kind of sets me up, but I don't have the rings doubled and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
And so some things to note, all the things we just did, you can do that with standard L5R too, for anybody that does want to play standard L5R.
That's
the Bushy
correct.
Builder export allows for all this. The cool thing is, the one that is specific to Skirmish, which is what we're showcasing here, is it does only put the 3 provinces out and all that good stuff. So that's super helpful. Like, we don't have our stronghold up here. I'm using my mouse, you guys can't see it, but there's no stronghold above my.
We can see your little green hand moving around. So.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yay!
we can see where you are.
The wrong finger.
Yeah.
It's the wrong finger. I need a middle finger for crane honor stuff.
Perfect. So yeah, yeah. So you need to get your fate and honor, right?
I do. Let me do that.
So again, he's gonna like right click on the. If you right click on the mat.
Yeah, I thought there was a way. Oh, it's on the mat now. Okay, yeah. It's on the
pretty
old
much.
one. On the standard one, it's on the stronghold. That's why I was like, where is it?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, these are both all these bags to the side for fate, honor, honored and dishonored tokens. They're all infinite, so you can pull as many out of there as you need. Yeah, just when you put it down there, it actually increases the count over on this side, which is really cool. But
Yes.
yeah, so those are infinite, and then when you spend them, you just put them back in the bag,
Right.
like so, and they just go
Uh,
away.
it looks like you have something weird there because you're showing 5 on, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you have 6 on your. I don't know if there's one stacked. Like, is there a stacked one somewhere?
Yeah,
Oh
there
yeah,
must
you
be,
have 2
right?
stacked. Yeah, yep, I see it. I had to zoom in. These 2 are stacked. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I was gonna say I had just hit the click, the gain honor thing. I didn't
Yeah.
do anything else. So
So actually, that's a good time to probably do a couple of just overall tabletop things. So anybody who's played video games knows WASD, right? So that's how you move around. I'm sure Nick's been doing it on his screen, but W moves forward, S moves back, A right, left, and right, all kind of good stuff. But there's a couple of really important ones you would think in card games or really any sort of tabletop game. The first would be, hey, I want to go flip this over from an Earth political to a Earth military. Well, F for flip will flip it over. So as you can see, I think Nick might be showing this, but I can flip
yep.
this over to denote like
Yeah.
a conflict. I want to go do an Earth military conflict, and I would put it over there.
Yep.
So that's an important one. F is again important one. Now, typically F would be important for Imperial favor, but I'm just going to highlight this that in this new skirmish format, it does not matter what side the Imperial favor is on. So it gives you a +1 for either conflict type. The F will be important for knowing that this is a key one. Make sure your dial when you bid on it is flipped upside down.
Yeah, that's
And so
important. Always good
yep.
to know.
So on that one, you flip it upside down. As you can see, the number is not showing on my side. And then you do right click. You go to the second drop down state. And what's really nice, it is only set 1 to 3 because in skirmish we only have a dial that goes up to 3. So let's say I'm Scorpion and I always bid 3. I would do that. Nick cannot see it, but if I want to see what I bid, I can do what's I think it's the same on all, at least on my Mac. It's uh, Shift and then Option or Shift Alt
Yep.
should
Yeah.
show it to you.
Shift
So you should
Alt.
be able to. And now Nick should be seeing on my side that I have a little eyeball on my dial. He knows that I'm looking at it.
Yep. So that'll tell you when your opponent is looking at things that are face down. So when we do our mulligans, you'll be able to see that both of us are seeing that each other's looking at our face down cards. And it kind of gives you a tell in case your opponent tries to cheat. So um,
Right, exactly.
yeah, so let's see. I know there was something else. Oh, right. All these cards look a little small, right? So we want to take a better look at them. Well, if you hold Alt on any object, it's going to zoom in on it and just show you a big version of it. So you saw the die there, you saw my playmat, huge Doji Shizue, but you can also use it, obviously, to look at cards, right? So look at that. Contested lands. I gotta say, these are really cool little provinces they've created for the
Yeah.
tabletop simulator export. So contested lands, it's neither face up nor face down. It is never revealed, which is something that is a rule for skirmish. They are never considered face up or face down. So like Miyamoto's Fury, whoops, doesn't do too much except if you have 0 glory. So things like that. So, and then the other side has broken lands. So it has a strength of X, which I think is just meant to mean that it's blown up. It's like the X is for eyes or something. So, yeah, but yeah, just make sure you're not holding down Alt when you mouse over your playmat, or you will get that giant thing that just takes up the entire screen like that, and you'll go, what the heck is going on? So, oh, the other
How do
thing
we
I want to
shuffle
mention.
our decks?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So there's 2 ways to shuffle your deck. One, you can pick it up, and again, you'll have to hold it for a second, and you just shake your mouse back and forth, and it will shuffle, right? Um, so that's kind of neat. It's like a little, I don't know, naturalistic kind of way to do it. The other way, you can right click on the deck and just click shuffle. And you'll see that the cards kind of slide around in there, and they will shuffle. Otherwise, if you don't shuffle, your your deck is going to be in the same order that it was on Bushi Builder. So it's going to have 2 copies of each card in order in like alphabetical or cost order or whatever. You can also roll dice. Right click and click roll.
So if you want to, my favorite way to shuffle the deck is just put your mouse over it and hit R. You don't have to even pick anything up. You just put your mouse over and press R.
You know, that's funny. I was going to mention something about the honor dials. So on the honor dials, if you just put your mouse over it and press a button, it will change to that state.
Oh.
So you just put your mouse over it and press like 2, and it goes to 2. Put your mouse over it
Oh,
and press
that's really
1.
cool.
Yeah, right?
So what if I want to bid 5? I can't. Oh, it stays at 1. Darn it. Okay,
So,
good to know.
yeah, yeah, so that's cool. Oh, and you just saw me there accidentally right click. So if you right click on just like nothing, basically, you can change the camera. So you can drag that around and get a better look at everything that's going on. So I think that's the big stuff. Adam, is there anything I'm missing on Tabletop Simulator? Oh,
Uh,
Johnny points out that you can actually, when you alt, you can use the scroll wheel to make things even bigger or smaller. So your preview gets larger or smaller in case you're
yeah.
having issues.
So the other one I was going to say are the first is when we draw our cards. So I'm going to want to draw 3 cards, let's say, for my conflict. And so I'm just going to hit the number 3, and they will automatically go, and I'll just show it right now. They'll automatically go on the bottom right, and Nick should not be able to see those. So on my screen, I can
Yep.
see what those cards are. Nick cannot. Now, it's in a little area here that is, I'm not sure if it'll highlight. No, it's this space here that's around this area. But what I'm seeing also in front of me, which you guys can't
So
see, is up on
I
my.
just highlighted the hand areas. So that's this white area down at the bottom for me and the green in the bottom for Adam.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an important one. So like, if Nick wants to look at my cards, he can. Like, I don't know, like
Well,
if a
no, so
card that's something.
that's actually the thing. I can't look at anything in your hand.
Oh,
I
you
just see the
can't.
card backs.
Oh, it says you're trying to. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so it
right.
has
Interesting. So
the
if I want
eye,
to,
but it just shows me the card back.
so if I want to show it, I have to flip them over with F to show it.
Exactly. Yep. The
Okay.
one thing that I will note is I believe this is how it works. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Now, if I take a card from my hand and just put it out on the table, it's face up.
Yep.
So if I instead want to hide what it's doing, while it's still in my hand, I can hit F and it'll go out face down. So that way, when you're like mulliganing, you don't have to show
Right.
you don't have to show what cards you're mulliganing away. You can flip them over before you put them back out here, and that way your opponent doesn't see what your game plan is.
Mhm. The last thing I think that we should probably get started, and it isn't huge, but there are definitely things that bow stuff because it's not fully automated. But on the top of your tabletop simulator screen, there's a little thing that has a number of degrees for rotation. I think I have mine set to 45 right now.
Yep.
You can set it to 90, whatever you want.
Yeah, I
But
typically do 90.
E and Q will do a rotate. So E rotates to the right that number of degrees, and Q rotates the opposite direction. So
And
if you
if you
want to
hold
kind
it
of,
down, it'll just keep spinning
yeah,
by whatever amount. So that's where Adam, I think there had like a 90-degree pivot back. It's because he held it down a little bit longer. So
yep.
yep. All right. So I think we're ready. So let's refill Dynasty. Oh, we should roll off to
Let's
see who's going
roll off.
first. Huh?
Yep, let's roll
Yeah.
off.
All right.
Yep.
I rolled
17.
a 1.
It is the loneliest number.
All right, so yeah, let's refill Dynasty. So we're gonna right click on the deck and we can just click refill Dynasty, and look at that.
And I'll just
3
take the first
cards
one.
go out here nicely. So then we're gonna look at our cards while they're still face down. Remember that Shift and Alt at the same time. And you can see those eyes down there and on Adam's side showing that we're looking at our cards. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna mulligan that one away. And
This
that one, I
is
think.
such some interesting. I'm gonna keep my deck or my dynasty.
Okay. And remember, after you mulligan, you get to look at your face down cards. So then I put these back in the deck and
I'm gonna
shuffle.
be mulligan that. One.
Then we're going to draw our 3. Let's see. I actually think all 3 of them can go back. We don't really want any of those to start, so.
So yeah, as we play, I think the nice thing that I'll mention is this feels like we're at our game store. I mean, it's not the same, like let's be perfectly honest, but like I get that closer feeling. Like there's definitely Jigoku is awesome to play really quick games, but just this kind of moving cards in and out is kind of nice, right? It gives the resemblance of playing in a store.
Yeah, and it lets you do a lot more for like, if you, I don't know, say have a player in your local playgroup who loves to take things back. That's really difficult
I
to do on Jigoku.
don't know anybody like that.
Neither do I. Yeah, never
No,
heard of the thing.
no. It's what was it? What's his name? He's from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah,
Bob?
Bob or something.
Joe?
Yeah, Bob,
Bob? Yeah.
Bob from Mass. Yeah. Uh,
First name's Bob, second name Joe. Something like that. I don't know what happened here. I seem to have a card that flips.
yeah, I
Are you
believe
saying
you
this?
hit F on your deck. I think
I
your
must
deck
have.
just flipped.
I
Yep. So
will.
the whole
I'll,
deck flipped over there. So that's
we'll
funny.
give that a good shuffle.
All right. I did not know that
All right.
about R reshuffling. That's cool. All right, so
Yeah.
I've got my draw done. You've got yours done, and we are ready to flip for the beginning of the first
Oh,
dynasty
boy.
phase.
All right. So I am showing a Shuro actor, a Maya Mystic, and because we are starting at 6 honor, I thought that playing with the Court of Deception would be kind of fun.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
that
did.
makes sense.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
Shosuro
the act
actor.
I have never played with this. The first time I've ever even seen it. I wanted to try it. So hey, that's what I'm doing. So I am going to buy this, and I think I can right click on these guys, and I can say buy, then fate with 1, and then we should see that happen.
Really?
So I
See,
spent
that part I
3
did
yeah,
not know that was. I did
yeah,
not know that was like automated in.
it is,
So
yes.
interesting.
And I'm going to do this. Going to try it. I'm going to hit refill dynasty, and I think it will just do the 1, and it does. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so I've
Uh,
got
yeah.
a masterpiece painter. I've got
Oops. Trying to zoom in, and I clicked the wrong button.
beloved advisor. So 2 cost 1/3/1, and my Doji challenger here. So this
Oh,
guy
this is
becomes
good. I
a
like this.
copy of a non-unique
I
character.
literally put this character in because I'm like, if I ever face Crane, it is for the Doji Challenger.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to do it.
Exactly.
So I'm going to
Is this
buy this with 2.
I've been seeing this masterpiece painter quite a bit lately.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool card. Um, just to be able to kind of pseudo draw more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a neat little effect.
Well, there's no passing fate right now,
That's true.
but I really don't know that I care. I'm just gonna pass.
All right.
So
I am also going to
there's
pass
no way
because
to
I have no
there's no
choice.
way to yeah.
So
Oh
just
wow, you
check.
put one.
Yeah. So again, just check to make sure your bid dial is face down before you select your bid. So we're going into the draw phase now. And I
Mm-hmm.
have selected my bid. Just going to show people that.
Oh, and if you want to set up camera views, I believe it's like if I want to be able to zoom over to Nick's side of the table just to see what he's got, kind of zoomed in. I believe it's Shift 1. Oh no, Control 1. Excuse me, to create a camera. And if I wanted to then put it on mine, I can do Control 2, for example, and then I can jump between camera views. So it's not that big of a deal in this because there's really only 2 of us. But on larger games, it's quite helpful to jump between views.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was a thing. So is it shift 1 to... Yep, okay. That's how you load the
Yep.
different cameras. That's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
All
All right,
right.
so I have mine all selected. I'm ready to flip and reveal.
Yeah, I am ready as well.
All right, classic 3. Oh, Nick's going with the 1. So I owe you
Okay.
2 honor.
I flipped my dynasty because apparently I had that selected along with my bid dial. So that is one thing to be aware of. Just make sure that when you're selecting something, right, you've only got, it's going to flip everything that has that yellow border to it. So with this, I just want to flip that. I only want to have that selected. I'm not sure how my dynasty got selected, but there you go.
Yep. And you did bid 1, correct? Yep.
Yes. Yep. So I'm going to gain 2 honor.
Yeah, I lost 2. And I'm going to get 3 cards.
And I'm going to draw 1 card. Again, just hitting the 1 button there. All right. So this is interesting. That Chosuro actor
I
is
know.
uh,
Is it not super interesting?
paid 2 fate to get my 2/4.
I know.
All
I've
right.
been wanting to play with this card for a while, and I've had no need to, and I thought this would be a good format.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. So we are in the draw phase. It's your action first.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
I will also pass. So all the action windows in Skirmish are basically the same, except again for that rule that you can't play actions from hand during Dynasty. Um, so yeah, now it's pre-conflict, first conflict.
Yep, I will be passing for conflict.
What a surprise! Now does my character have to be participating? No,
No,
no.
only I have to be. It's so good. It's
God, I
so
hate
good.
that. All right, well, I am going to use my Masterpiece Painter's ability. So
Okay.
rather than flip my entire deck, because that's what would happen if I just moused over it and hit F, I'm going to pull a card off of here, flip it, and put it back on top.
And right, so Nick decides to choose himself. All the
Yes.
Jigoku steps kind of get ignored, which is nice. He can just
Yep. Oh,
streamline right
geez.
through
I didn't ask you if you wanted to support my Masterpiece Painter.
it.
All
You
right.
did not.
Anyway, so yeah, that's that. So Adam, your first conflict, I believe, unless you're going to
Yeah, no, I'm so no, because
any other
if
actions.
I pass, I have no. So I'm not taking any other actions. And if
Okay.
I was to pass, that would be my one conflict opportunity. So I will not
Yep.
be doing
You only
that.
get the one shot.
Indeed. Oh, we also didn't mention there's no rolls. Like, you guys see no rolls, right? There's no keepers and no seeker things, all that good stuff.
Yeah, which does mean for deck building purposes, you can't put a keeper or seeker card in your deck. So, or
Correct.
a elemental locked one. So
Yep.
keep that in mind when you're building decks and when you're facing them. I know for a fact that
There's no
Adam does
backhand.
not have. Well, I was actually more worried about Mark of Shame, but
Oh. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and declare. I feel like we're looking at an air ring of being high importance. So
seems pretty good. Yeah.
we're gonna do a political. Does that seem fair? This seems reasonably fair. Sure.
Yep.
Political air. Over here. Your center
Okay.
one. Oh wait, it's contested lands. Oh darn it. I wish I'd known.
All right.
And
And
I'm committing just my actor.
okay. All right. So I am going to respond by defending with this Masterpiece Painter. And the first thing I'm going to do is play a Way of the Crane to
Hmm.
honor
Seems
my
seems good.
Masterpiece Painter. Boom. Now I'm honored. So I'm at 5 to your 0.
0.
About to be 4, I get the feeling.
Yes, I will go ahead and trigger the
Actor's
the
ability.
yeah actor's ability. Yep.
Yep.
So I will be now at a 4.
All right.
Is there a way to do this? There we go. 4.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So let's set that to, yep. So I got mine at 5. Oh, I like
Mm-hmm.
that. I like that. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm currently winning. So I am good with that. I will pass.
I'm gonna go ahead now that I'm courtier, and I'm gonna play for shame
Aha. All right.
because I am a courtier now. Makes total sense.
Yeah, so I'm going to remove that honored status token. Rip.
Yeah.
So I am going to respond by playing For Shame on You.
No, that's
Yeah.
totally not cool. Well, much I can do about that except for bow. I will go ahead and disarm. So
All
I am
right.
now
So
down to
that'll put you down to
3.
3. Yep. Oh, and that's worth noting. So because I set the die there, it turned to face me. So
Mm.
anybody who interacts with a thing, it will, and if it has like a face up or a top up, it will change to interact to look at your side. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm winning. I will pass.
I will also pass. You do win that.
All right. So I'm gonna claim this ring. We're gonna put it over
Hmm.
here. We will bow and go home.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't have anything else that I need
I
to
have
do
an
here. So.
action.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna go ahead and do my quarter deception to remove this
Good call. Good call.
because that's a thing.
Yep. I am actually going to use this fine katana. I'm going to play it on my masterpiece painter. So, and you can see you just stack up the cards like you would normally, right? And then masterpiece painter stands up, and when I want to move, oh, okay. So I have it.
I wish there were.
I turned it into a stack. Hold on.
I'm gonna just turn mine just to show that I used it. There's no markers like I usually use in the game,
Yep.
but just from a, I don't know. It'd probably be worth having that because I do think knowing that like my actor went and then I used my quarter deception, but we're playing also with talking, so it's quite easy.
Yep. Yeah. And I do recommend that you have some form of voice chat if you're going to be playing on TTS. So
There must
anyway,
be other objects we could drop in here, right?
yeah, I'm sure there are. We could do like components. We could drop in, let's see.
Checker. Some checkers.
Yeah, drop in some checkers. We can use those
Yeah,
for action markers.
I'm gonna drop in a red checker. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's almost like those things they have in we have play. The sound of it is quite interesting.
Yeah. All right, so those are going to be my ability used markers, these little green triangles here. So I have used the Masterpiece Painter. Anyway, so Masterpiece Painter is still bowed, and I'm going to claim the Imperial Favor because I have the one
Sure.
ring to your 0. So now I claim the Imperial Favor, and the card for it still has political and military sides, but in
Where'd it go? There
there
it
it
is.
is. Okay, it disappeared for a second. It was there, just invisible. Anyway, so the card still has political or military side, but in Skirmish, the Imperial Favor is just +1 to conflicts in which you have a participating character. So it doesn't care about, individual conflict types. It's just a net +1. So yeah, I actually really don't like these as my ability markers.
Yeah.
They're way too
Feel
big.
feel feel free to use these. I have a bunch of them.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, so let's just go through here. We can delete those. All right.
So there's
All
that,
right.
and I'm gonna
So I'm
be
going to
keeping what I
ready,
have here.
pull a
I'm
fate off
going
this character. I'm going to go here.
to.
We will gain our 6 fate, putting me up to 7. Then
You
during
can
the
right
dynasty.
clicking. You
Yep.
can right click your board and say gain first player token too.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Let's gain first player. Oh, yeah, and I grabbed the Imperial Favor, but you can just hit gain Imperial Favor, and it'll drop it right over there on top
Mhm.
of my honor. So let's move that a little bit. So I'm first player. Which of these do I want? Doji Challenger is pretty good. Let's drop this Benevolent Advisor. And then refill Dynasty. All right, I am ready to go
I'm
when you
keeping
are.
mine. Good to flip. Oh,
Okay.
there we go. What did you get?
I
Oh,
got Toshimoko.
Shimoko off of the list onto the table.
Yep, off the RL. I also got Kikita Asami. Asami's pretty good in this board state, so
Pretty good, yeah.
obviously steal some honor. And you honor out at 12, so I'm at 8. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
How many cards does Adam have in hand? He has 5. That's a lot to my 2.
Yeah, two's a lot. You're fine.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but all right, so I'm up first. Let's do this. I think this is the correct thing. I'm going to buy this Doji Challenger with 2, and then refill Dynasty.
I'm gonna bias my Mystic with 0.
What a surprise. As I can not do anything else, I'm going to pass.
I will pass as well.
All right. So then we turn our bid dials face down.
We do. Oh, my
Yep.
stupid thing.
I did that earlier when I was
I don't know
flipping
how
my,
that. Oh, you know what it is? It's when you right click and refill Dynasty. That's why it's
Yep.
keeping that selected.
Yeah. You need to go and
Yep.
and like click on
All right.
something else. So anyway, I'm putting my bid dial face down, and I have selected a bid.
As have I.
All right, let's reveal.
Bit of flip. A 1.
What a surprise!
I'm gonna do a reaction, unless you have any.
No, I have nothing.
I am going to not do reaction.
Okay.
I'm good. All right, so
Was
we
I
both
about
get
to
one
get?
card.
Be honest. Was I about to get contingency plan there?
Oh, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
Come on, it's perfect in this format.
Yeah, I mean it definitely helps. So, all
Yep.
right.
We both get one.
Yep, I have drawn my card already.
Mm-hmm. As a vi,
Yep.
and draw phase 2.
All right. Oh, you know what? I should probably put this back. Another thing worth noting, these rings do not get fate. So, they have stuff where you can add fate to them, but you don't actually do that.
Right.
So that's in the
Yeah, they
contextual
can
thing.
gain fate, but they don't get it from the fate. What is it called? Is it fate phase now? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. During the fate phase, they do not gain fate. So yeah, you can spend fate to them if you're playing dragon, for instance, but they do not naturally gain fate. So anyway, okay, draw phase. I'm gonna pass.
I pass as well.
Okay. So then I'm going to pass precon.
As am I.
Okay. So I am gonna do this. I'm gonna send these two on a political air, and we're gonna go at that City of Lies. I want to get rid of that.
Okay.
So we're going political air. I'm showing 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will set the die to 7. And again, I'm just tapping the number that I want to set its state to, and it rolls right over to it. So same thing as with the bid dial.
All right. No defenders.
Really? All right.
And I'm going to use my City of Lies. Oh, I should probably just do this, right?
Yep. All right. Well, I am going to use Doji Challenger to pull in this Shosuro actor.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. This is a political, right? Yep.
Correct. Yep. So I am currently 70 or 0.
Mm-hmm. I am going to go ahead and play a card called A Fate Worse Than Death for 3 fate.
Nice. Nice.
And I'm going to do it against your painter.
Okay. So my painter will go home bowed and dishonored and lose that fate.
So dumb. Action to you.
Let's see. I'm going to play a court games to honor my guy there, my Doji Challenger.
Okay.
So we are honored. That puts us at a total of 5 skill right now.
Mm-hmm. I will go ahead and use my actor to. Oh wait, you're at 5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is interesting because I think I can still pull this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my actor to copy Masterpiece Painter.
All right, so that puts you at
And
4.
go to 4.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I have the favor, so I'm actually at 6. So if that impacts your play, let me know.
No, I mean either way, he's got to do his thing.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and actually, hold on. This is important. I was thinking about this, and I think I can't actually do that because, your text box is blank.
Right. But when you're copying me,
So
you become a copy of me. You don't copy all
okay,
the
that's a.
effects
This
on
is
me.
what. Right. Yeah, I was just gonna double. That's what I was looking at the wording on it. Yeah, you're right. It becomes a copy of that character.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you can still use the Masterpiece Painter ability. So,
Yep.
all right, I'm gonna pass.
All right. So I'm gonna use the masterpiece painter ability. So we'll just
Pull
the
another
right
one
thing
on
on
there.
here.
Yep.
Yep. And so
So
it's just grab one card and then
mhm,
we flip it
flip it
and
and
it,
then put it right
oh, that's
on
a good
back.
card.
Oh wow. Wow. Are you kidding me?
It's your favorite card, Nick. It is your favorite card.
Man, all right. All
You just
right.
have a picture of your face right there.
That, in case you can't see it, is a Way of the Scorpion. All right, I'm gonna pass. I got nothing to do. I wonder what's gonna happen,
So
folks.
you're I decided you go to you're gonna go 4,
4
correct?
total skill. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So
So let's just pull that honor token over here, and we will adjust my skill down to 4. All right, so we're both at 4. I'm gonna
yep.
pass.
No, you're at oh yeah, you're at 4, yeah. But
Yep.
you are okay. I'm then gonna play this card called Unspoken Etiquette. Cost me
Ooh.
2 fate.
Wow.
Dishonor is a thing.
So it dishonors everyone who is not a courtier,
Not a courtier,
just to show that off. Yep.
which I am because I copied your painter.
Yep. Yeah, you're a courtier now.
All
Wow,
right.
man, I had like a whole play lined up for this turn, and it just like died to Scorpion. Ugh.
Sorry.
Ugh. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pass because I have like nothing to do.
Look, on the positive side, you're totally dishonored. I'm good at
Is
that.
that the positive side?
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm looking at the game from my side of the table, not your side.
Yeah, I know. I just ugh. Okay. All right. So I pass. You pass. I assume.
Yep, and I'll gain the ring, I think, right?
All right. Yep. Oh, I held down on my challenger a little bit too long there. And yep. All right. So there we go. I'm just gonna click it and drag so that I make sure that I'm grabbing all the pieces on that Doji challenger.
Don't forget the dishonor token. Sometimes you
Oh, it's on there. Trust me. It is
group
on
with.
there, just hanging out, being a big black spot.
All right, cool. So, you're at what? 2 fate, 8 honor. Oh, there's no unopposed loss of honor either.
That is
You didn't
correct.
mention that.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I think so. It's your pre-conflict action.
I will pass.
I will pass as well. I'm gonna go ahead and declare a military Earth over there, Toshimoko, and showing 1.
Everybody hates Toshimoko. All right, so you're showing 1. So you are not breaking my 3 strength generic province.
No.
I will assign no defenders because I have literally no choice in the matter, and I will pass.
All right, I will pass as well.
All right, so you're going to claim the Earth Ring. What would you like to do
I
with it?
will. I'm gonna have you discard a random card.
Okay, now, how do we do that?
So
Oh,
I don't
you're
know
going
your
to.
card, so I just pick one.
That's true. Yeah, you just grab one,
Right. And I just grab it and I put it
pull it out.
here.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one to hit.
Yeah,
Considering
Bonsai's a really good hit.
All right. So it comes back bowed.
Mm-hmm.
Pre or conflict phase action to you.
I will pass.
I think I have nothing to do because there's no reason to blow up that fine katana.
Yep.
So I pass as well.
Yes. Mike Rollins in chat is pointing out that this does have, and I'm not going to press it right now, but there is a flip the table button. So if
There
I
is.
lose this game, we know what's happening. So yeah, my poor masterpiece painter is going to pass away and cost me an honor when she goes. So I have 7 honor, 2 fate. Adam, you want to take the Imperial Favor and the.
I do.
And my Doji Challenger loses a fate here, so we're just doing normal cleanup stuff. And yeah. Poor 1-1 Doji Challenger. All right. So that's everything. Toshimoko is still around if I want him. Asami is also around.
You think I'm even stuff? Oh yeah, Ringham's back.
Yep. And you can, by the way,
Well,
just right-click on them and click return.
I know
and
we
it'll
got
go
a
back to...
ring stuck under here somewhere.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Let's return that. So, actually, are these all slightly out of place? Apparently so, yes. That's funny. According to where the return ring thinks they go.
I think I'm actually going to get rid of my this core deception. Just seems like it's really good in this situation, but I'm gonna discard that. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, are you dishonoring your own guys? Come on. You're not going to play Forged Edict, right? Right.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I'm good to go. Oh, we gotta get our
I need
fate.
to, yep, I'm going to gain 6 fate. Put me up to 8.
Me as well. 4 honor. You're at what? 8 honor
Uh,
still? 7 honor. Oh, because you
7
had the guy
honor.
who played.
Yep. Yep.
All right. I'm good to flip.
Yeah, I think I am as well. So let's just flip that one card. It is a
Rumor
court
monger and an
musician.
imperial storehouse.
Rumor monger, huh? So that's the moves. Yep. Okay. All right. And a storehouse
Court
gets us some
musician.
card draw. Yeah. Yeah, once we're done playing, we can talk about kind of our deck strategies. Because Court Musician is in here for a very particular reason.
Yeah, that's a good one, huh?
Yeah, he's just a good ball of stats. So, and he's got an awesome flute.
I know the flute's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. So anyway, you are our first player. What would you like to buy?
Well,
Is it going to
I'm gonna
be a
buy this
rumor
rumor
monger?
monger.
Oh,
Yep, and I'm gonna be putting. Let's see, I'm not gonna touch fate. I can't see 8. Yeah, let's put 2 fate on it.
okay. 2 fate on a rumor monger. All right. Let's do this. The rumor monger has how much? 2 political skill. I think I'm gonna buy Asami with 2.
Hers is skill, right? That's what she compares
Yep.
in a
Yeah.
conflict.
If I count more total political skill than you, I take an honor from you.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh yeah,
All right.
and then refill dynasty. Click on something else so it's not selected. So when I flip this upside down,
Yep.
it
I'm
does
going
not also
to
flip my dynasty die.
discard my imperial storehouse since there's no reason not to, and draw a card.
Yep, I am gonna pass.
Yep, and I'm gonna refill dynasty. I'm gonna click off so I do that. Then I'm gonna flip this over. Then I'm ready to bid because I'm gonna pass.
Yep, I'm ready as well.
All right, ready to flip.
Yep.
1.
What a surprise.
Now I will contingency plan.
Aha, down or up is the question.
Down.
Okay, so I give you an honor.
Yep.
And you don't draw any cards.
I don't draw any cards.
And I get to draw one. All right. Okay, all right. So you are up to, you should have gained an honor there, right? So you go to 5.
I did. Yep, I gave it honor. Oh, it did not do it. Oh, I took,
Did
I took a fate.
did you gain a fate? Okay.
Yep.
That is important.
So yeah, I did draw. Yes. All right, cool. Honor 5. Boom.
All right, cool. So now it is your conflict, or sorry, your draw phase.
Draw
Actually.
phase. I'll pass.
I will also pass. Precon to you.
Let's see. How do I want to? Get your fingers away from my card, boy.
Look, I'm just looking at that City of Lies and the fact that you have 4 fate left and being afraid of
I
things.
know. I know. I'm happy. That's the goal of the deck, right?
Yeah.
Like, make you afraid of the cards that everyone hates in Scorpion.
I mean, you could just show up with a Scorpion deck, and I'm gonna
yeah.
be afraid.
Well, that's exactly. Seems interesting. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Sure. All City of Lies. Okay.
All right.
And then that's to you.
I will pass.
All right. I will pass as well, and then I will go ahead and declare a military because she doesn't care. She just takes it.
Well, it's only yeah, and it's only during a political conflict if I count more
Oh, it
political than you.
is.
So
Oh,
yep,
it is a political conflict. Okay, yeah, and I'm
yep.
at 3 political as well. So,
hmm But I had to
all
count
right. So,
more than you for that to work. So
yep. Let's do a military. Get rid of one of your bonsais. Sure. Military air back into
all right. Everybody hates Toshimoko. So you're showing what, 3?
3. Yep.
All right. Yeah, no defense pass.
Okay. I will. So
All right. So
I will
the
take.
ring is yours.
Yep.
And am I losing an honor or are you? Oh, you're just taking it,
No,
right?
no,
Because that's
no. It's
all it
just this
does.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it does not.
Okay, that's right. Okay. So now it's my conflict.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna all in political void at that one. Oh wait,
Okay.
you broke this province.
No. Oh, I did. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. You're right because it was 3.
So
Yep.
you can choose to discard Toshimoko. I'm gonna assume you do that.
No, that's not a thing anymore.
No, it's not automatically discarded on if it's
Oh,
on a
okay.
broken province. That was gotten rid of. It's all the automatic
Okay.
stuff that Tyler took
So
out.
yes,
So
Toshimoko can go into a pit of fire and bolt to death.
all right, so I'm pushing all in Void Ring at your middle province there, your contested
Okay.
lands. I do not want to go with this City of Lies, the +1
All
province
right.
strength.
You're doing a military?
Or oh no, sorry, that should be political. Definitely political.
Okay.
Yep. So I am currently showing 4.
All right. No defenders. First action is going to be spend 3 fate to okay, worse than death. Sami.
Yeah, I knew that was coming, but you know,
You know where that came from?
was it the
The
Imperial Storehouse?
storehouse. It
Ugh,
was the
God. All right. Well, I'm at 1.
It's all right. I mean, it's the last one until I play my scavenger.
Oh God. All right. Anyway, I'm at 1.
I pass.
I will pass as well. I will void out your young rumor monger for 1. Which does he have
Indeed.
2 on him?
He has 2. Yep.
Oh man. Okay. It looked like only 1, so I was kind of thinking I was killing him there. Oh well.
He needs to get a dishonor onto a song.
Oh, that is true. Yep. Let's throw some dishonor on her, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
You know what this highlights the skirmish format is that a fate worse than death is a really good.
Yeah, it definitely takes the skirmish format to highlight that.
Yeah. Well, it does because nobody plays with it anymore in regular.
I know. But all right. So, end of round. No, I'm
Yep.
gonna bow. I do bow. Go
We
home.
keep unless I have no actions, so unless you
Yep.
have an action to play a character with glory.
I've got nothing. So favors neutral.
Yep. Stays
And
here.
I'm gonna keep. No, I'm gonna pitch the court musician. I'm looking for very particular things right now. Let's do this. I'm going to gain first player. Haha.
What is this? Oh, here we go. All right. There's
Um,
that. Can go back.
ready, my folks. They lose their fate.
I gain 6 fate.
Oh, I almost clicked gain 6 honor. That would be nice. So you're going to 7 fate. I'm going to 9.
Yeah.
Show that camera angle 1 again.
And
Okay.
And so I want to look at Nick's discard pile. So all I have to do there is actually right click and go to search. And it lets me see all the cards.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
Just
did not know
checking for
that.
anyone who cares. I can see. I wanted to see how many Way of the Cranes he's played. I thought it was only one. I wanted to make sure.
Yep. All
And I
right.
think we're good to flip.
Yes, we sure are. So let's flip here. We got Asami,
Ooh,
a
nice.
Doji Whisperer, and Beloved Advisor. Beloved Advisor, of course, being a 1/3 that will give my Scorpion opponent cards.
Yep, seems good. Should do that. I got. I need to make sure my fate is off of this guy. This guy should not be.
Apparently, we have an echo. Hold on. Let me see if I can sort that out.
Oh,
Oh, that's why. Hopefully that fixed it. I think it was running both the yeah, I think I had it set to show to play both my headset audio and the desktop audio. That's weird. Nobody else had mentioned it. Well, all right. I'm gonna trust Evan, and hopefully this goes away.
yeah.
On each of us, that part is definitely strange,
Yeah, that's weird.
right?
Well, let us know if it changes. That's pretty much all we can
Yeah,
ask for at
yeah.
this point.
Evan, let us know if something's going on here. Man, if this whole thing has an echo on it, that's gonna stink. All right. Um, so yeah, I'm going to dupe this Asami.
Seems good. I'm gonna go ahead and play this liar with no fate, even though first.
Huh. Evan, is it possible you have like multiple instances of the window open or something? Yeah, I'm gonna trust Mike. Mike is way more way more trustworthy because he doesn't make me do work. um, I'm gonna play this Doji Whisperer
The worst.
for one, and I'm gonna put let's put two on the Doji Whisperer.
I got myself a Master Whisperer, so that Doji, I raise you a Master. Put, let's see.
Nishi Liar and Young Rumor Monger. Ugh.
That's a tough one. I think I need to do it though. I'm gonna put 2 fate on this Master Whisperer, so I'm spending 5. I'll try and move it so you can see it better too. The last time I said it was hard to see.
Yep, I appreciate that. All right, so Master Whisperer. This guy is choose a player. That player discards 3 cards from their hand and draw 3 cards. Wow, that seems real good in this format.
It's not bad.
I'm gonna buy this guy, so he costs 2, and I'm gonna put 2 on him.
And the reason, Nick, I think you're saying
well.
that is because I can have 0 cards in my hand and just draw 3.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
because the
pretty
that
good.
player discards 3 thing is not part of the cost, you can
Mhm.
choose to just
Go
yeah.
go all ham with my cards right now, and then just get 3 more cards.
Yep. Yeah. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
So I bought my guy. Let's refill. You are out of purchases, so I assume you're going to pass.
Yeah, I pass.
Okay. I'm going to also pass. Let's flip that upside down.
Got my dial. I'm good to go.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, flipping 1.
Also 1.
Drawing
What
card.
a surprise. Okay, all right.
Ooh,
So we got some things going on here. Interesting.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
God. All right. Whatever.
But you've only got 30 cards. They all got to be good if they're red.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, so pre-conflict, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I pass pre-conflict.
All right.
Ooh, no, actually, not. I'm not going to pass pre-conflict. I'm going to City of Lies.
Okay. I think we skipped the draw phase, but we're just gonna go with
We
it.
did, but guess
Um,
what? There's really nothing in a draw. There's very little in the draw phase, right? Like I
yeah,
think with the rule that you can't play anything except for reactions and interrupts during Dynasty matters, but like now in the draw phase, what do? I guess you can pre-play attachments that you would care about, or maybe I don't even know. Like I'm trying to think of worthwhile actions. I'm
yeah.
sure
I
there are
mean,
a few.
yeah. Again, I'm like so. It lets you get around things like if I'm running gossip, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can play stuff during the draw phase, and that means that if I first action gossip during the conflict phase, it doesn't work, right?
Right.
So, that's one thing, but like that's kind of it, I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the big one that I can think of as the only like phase long effect. So, anyway, let's do this. I'm gonna pass precon.
Okay. Yep. I pass.
Okay. I'm gonna send those
Hmm.
folks on
Interesting.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a total of 7 skill.
7
On,
total.
let's see here. Yeah, let's do. No. Do I? Yeah, I send the Doji Challenger too, don't I? We're gonna do a political water right there.
Hmm.
So I'm actually at 8 with the Doji Challenger there.
3, 6.
3, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that's right, because the fate I can't the dishonor doesn't pop up when I zoom in.
Oh,
That's right.
yep. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
put it up
1.
in her in their name badge there so you can kind of see it easier.
Yeah. 1, 4, 5, 8. Huh.
Yeah.
Think about that. Hmm. I think this is correct. We're gonna find out. Uh, so I'll defend there. That puts me at 5, 6.
Hmm.
Oops.
Oh,
6.
it hit the edge
Wah,
of the
wah.
playmat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolled a little bit.
uh. Oh wait, do I want this? Because you could Doji challenge too. Ugh. Ugh. And it's a water ring. Oh, you're the worst.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're the
I
worst.
presented you with a difficult conundrum.
You're the worst. Ugh. Well, I think I can. Yes. Can't really do anything about it. So I just let you break it. Probably. I don't lose anything for not defending. Yeah, I mean, no defenders pass.
Okay. I'm gonna use the Doji Challenger ability and
Yep.
pull you in.
Who are you pulling in?
This one.
Sure. So I'm at 4.
Yep. It's my 8, so I'm winning and breaking.
Yep. What's so much fate do you have? You have 2 fate. Means I expect that is a thing you're holding potentially. I'll pass.
All right, I'm going to use Asami's ability to take an honor from you.
Yep.
It's my 65. Um, do I want to do anything else
Are you
here?
breaking?
Yes. Yep. I am 4 up on you.
Yeah.
So it's your action.
Hmm. Hmm. Is there a fate on this challenger? No.
No, no, he is going away at the end, or she is going away at the end of this round.
I guess stopping a break seems okay. So I'm gonna play compelling testimony
Ooh.
for free,
Uh,
and I'll do it on
right.
the Whisperer. It doesn't really matter, but
Okay.
it just
So
drops you down 3.
yep. So that brings me down to 5. So I'm gonna play an ornate fan on this beloved advisor.
Okay.
So that'll bring me up to 7, which is breaking.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Sure. I will spend a fate, play Calling in Favors.
Ah.
I
All right.
will choose. So dishonor. Let's see. Who do I want to dishonor? I'm gonna dishonor my Whisperer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna interrupt
Yep.
and move that over to my Liar, and then I will choose. Oh, and I will choose this.
Yep. So now, so I have 3, 4,
Whoops.
5. Now you're actually winning.
I am.
Ah.
This is how the table turns.
Okay, well, I'm going to use Beloved Advisor to make us each draw a card because I need an out here.
Oh, I got it out. I got a good card. I like my card.
Oh, God. Okay. Your action.
I pass.
Okay, I'm going to play Court Games. Let's just move down here. Yep. So I'm going to honor Kikita Asami.
I'm going to censure that.
Ah, man. Is that what you drew?
No, I've had it.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'm losing. You are quite winning. So, yeah, your action.
Right. I pass.
I'll pass as well.
Okay. I will claim the ring.
Yep.
Bow.
Home they go. Oh, Asami's ability has been used. Not that it really matters too much.
You're at 2 fate still. Ugh.
Yeah,
I have
2
that.
fate.
Man, I have so many options I want to do right now. And you've already used this guy, right? Oops. The
Yes, yep,
advisor.
I used his ability as well. So let's throw one on him.
Feel like I need. Okay, you've played 2 Asami, so that's all of those. So she's not getting faded. So if I
Right.
kill her this turn, she does go away. Yeah, I think this is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna declare a. So pre-con to you technically.
Yep, I'll pass.
I'll pass as well. I'm gonna go ahead and declare a void. Whoops. Turn everything over. Void on whatever this one is here, doesn't really matter. I'm showing 2, 5, 6.
Yep. I will no defenders pass.
I will pass as well, and I will void out unless you have a display of power.
Asami. No, I do not have a display power. So that will be yours. This will flip to broken. And do you want to
Mm-hmm.
discard the face down card?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's a Doji
Yes.
Challenger. So you
Oh,
grabbed the
now
other one.
it's nice knowing that don't have to deal with any more of those 2 cards.
Mm-hmm. All right. So end of round. You are going to claim favor.
Yep.
I am going to lose to honor.
I'm gonna lose 1 honor.
And again, pick up those stacks. I'm just right-clicking on, or left-clicking on one, and then right-clicking on the other ones I want to pick up.
Okay.
Doji
Honor.
Challenger will die. Asami will die.
I get a card from my liar.
Yep.
Not ridiculous at all.
These guys all ready and lose a fate. regain my 6. Oh, whoops. That would be nice, but... Yeah, I'm going to gain 6 fate, not 6 honor.
This is fun, though. I mean, playing like this is...
Yeah, yeah. I like TTS a lot,
great.
so...
Yeah.
All right, you are going to become first player.
Indeed.
And I am ready to go when you are.
I'm ready to flip.
Okay.
Oh, another actor.
Oh, the big man.
Another Toshimoku.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who is just like Toshimoku?
No.
Oh, it's unique. Yeah, unique.
Yeah. Has to be.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think it's who's a 90 character you do not control. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with this blackmail artist. I'm gonna put 2 fate on him. I think.
Seems pretty good. I'm gonna go Toshimoku with 2. It's time.
Mm-hmm. Do I want trying else? No, I'm gonna pass.
All right. I am also gonna pass, and we'll go to bids.
Yep.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
It's a 1.
1.
Whoa.
I'm at 4 cards. You're at 3 or 3 cards, right?
Yep. Yeah, because we were tied, but then you drew one off the liar leading.
The liar.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so draw phase, I pass.
I will also pass.
Okay. And so we have a Toshimoku.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Toshimoku. Great. Seems pretty good in this format.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Although we got to remember, dueling works differently, so.
It does, yep. Praise Toshimoku. Only when he's defending, or is it both?
When he would lose a conflict.
Okay, yeah.
So
both.
attacker or defender. Yep.
All right, I'm going to play a Goblin Sneak.
Oh ho! Are you going to react with that Goblin Sneak?
I most definitely am.
Seems good. I'll just move that fate over there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to mark that his reaction that can't be replayed has been used.
Nick, you've played with me in person.
I know.
Always do it.
I know.
It's for people watching, right? Like in the second they go, do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, and it's to you.
I'll pass.
I will also. So I'm going to declare a military air.
All right.
That's the only problems I haven't broken yet.
Yeah, that seems like a good
Showing
plan.
1. Showing 2.
All right. Well, I'm going to defend with Kikita Toshimoku. So I am showing 4.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm winning. I'll pass.
I pass as well.
All right. So I'll claim the air ring, which is all you wanted to make me do.
Yep, that's all. I just don't want you to get it.
Yep. No, I get you. I get you. All right. So you have enough here to win on political. That's
indeed
annoying.
That's why I did that.
Yeah, there are some complaints from this little-known channel called the Board Game Informant about your wind-up head fan in chat. So
wind-up head fan?
Yeah, I think that's a complaint about the slight amount of background noise that we are catching.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that would be.
It's just your mic being a little scratchy.
Oh,
background noise.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, for those that don't know, I gave my daughter my laptop so that she could actually do schoolwork. So I just pretty much am using my work laptop, which has not as good of a connection to my microphone. So you have to apologize.
So let's see. If you all in, you get 8 skill. So the odds of me winning this ring are extremely low. All right. I do that. You have 2, 3 to my 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna do a political earth ring. There.
Okay.
With these two. So I am showing a total of 6. Oop, it spun for some reason. There we go. 6.
Okay. So I will defend, showing 8. All right.
All right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
First action will be to. You haven't used your advisor this turn, correct?
Correct.
To search your deck real quick. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play a court games. You get to choose for this one.
All right. I will dishonor. Oop, oop.
The whole board. Just drop the whole.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump that over my
Just
board
dump
right
it,
here.
dump it
Yep,
all.
just an infinite number of dishonor tokens. I'm gonna dishonor
Yeah.
my Doji Whisper, so that'll bring me down to 5.
Okay. Trying to get this to discard.
I'm gonna play a formal invitation on Kikita Toshimoka.
Oh, look at you, fancy pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like them apples.
All right. All right. You're up. Oh, apparently it was a heat fan, not head fan.
Yeah, no, it's probably my laptop right now making the sound.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's your fans going a little nuts. So.
Yeah, my computer fan.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, normally I would have a microphone that is not from my computer, like it's on my headset I have available, because in Apple's infinite wisdom they decided to make only USB or USB-C connectors, so I can't connect.
Aha. Yeah. Well, you can just get a USB-C to. Well, anyway, that's tech stuff. It's your action.
So you're just gonna win this, or you're gonna stop it from happening at all, really?
Basically, yeah.
Let's see, so how
Unless you
do
want to give me
I
some honor.
affect that? How do
That's
I?
the thing you can do.
Yes, exactly.
You could buff your guy to be bigger, and then I would have to give you honor.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my Master Whisperer.
Okay. Who are you going to use it
On myself.
Okay.
I'm going to discard these 2 cards I have.
Which is what? A court games and an assassination. Oh yeah, assassination's a dangerous one to play in this format, huh?
Yep.
So I actually built my deck with the assumption that assassination wasn't going to be played very much because like the only clan that does it fairly reliably is Scorpion, and that's because they have City. So
I made one quick change. I had only one because of that same kind of reason. I don't think you can play reliably that well, like without killing yourself. But I had to make a couple of changes, so I just decided to pump it up to 2. But I still think it only needs 1 if you're gonna run it.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so that was your action. I'm gonna use Toshimoko's formal invitation rather to move in Toshimoko.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still showing 5.
Yep. And I'm still showing 8. Do I care about doing anything? That could be cute. How does that work? Let's look at that. And who picks the duel opponent on Toshimoko's duel?
You do. Yep, character your opponent controls of his or her choice.
All right. Yeah, this is probably wrong. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna force shame Toshimoko.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oop. So dishonor on Toshimoko.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to draw a card, and you can draw a card as well.
Okay. Sweet. Okay.
Well, sorry, your action.
Both have 3 cards. Right. How does that? That won't work though. I'll pass.
I will pass as well. Then I'm
Okay.
going to trigger Toshimoko's ability.
Yep.
Oh, and this guy triggered as well. So, who are you dueling with?
The Whisperer. My Whisperer.
Okay, so we're even.
Yep.
All right.
So we should probably remind everybody the way this works now is
Yep.
whoever has a higher stat total gets a +1. In this case, nobody.
Yep.
So it's a 0.
Yep.
And it's just our straight dials.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I am ready.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm showing a
I
2.
flipped a 1.
All right.
Because I figured if you bid 1 or 2 is the same as me winning this conflict.
Yeah.
So I just
pretty much. Well,
trigger.
so the difference here, though, is I'm going to get the favor.
Yes.
So, because the ring bounces due to Toshimoko's effect.
Yep.
These 2 bow. We go home. Unless you
these
have some
guys
way
are-
to steal the favor right now.
It is my action. I will not take 1.
Okay. I will pass as well. And end of round.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So
Doji
let's
Whisperer is
save off the
dishonored.
guys. I feel like getting the dishonor onto Toshimoko is still a long-term, good
Oh,
thing.
yeah. That seems quite good to me overall. Pull that fate off. Beloved Advisor's ready. Maker of Keepsakes, I am going to pitch. I'm going to keep that Brash Samurai.
You're gonna get the favor, which you can.
Yep. I got favor. You're going to become first player now?
No, you're first player. I just gave it to
Oh,
you.
I'm first player. Okay. All right.
Yep.
That's all set. I'm going to gain my 6 fate, going up to 7. Ring can go back. And yeah, I am ready when you are.
Let me see if I want to get rid of anybody. Advisor's cute. I'm gonna drop this guy.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna flip
Yep.
manipulator and another rumor bomb.
I got a Chancellor's Aid and an Imperial Storehouse.
Nice.
All right. So you got a Manipulator and a Rumor Monger, huh? Okay. So first up, I'm going to buy this Chancellor's Aid with nothing.
I'm gonna buy a manipulator. Oh, I should probably do it this way. I actually don't know. I'm gonna buy this. Oh, I got my fate. Excuse me.
No. You're fine.
I'm gonna get this rumor monger with 2.
All right. I'm going to buy a Brash Samurai with... yeah, we'll put 2 on him.
I think I'm gonna pass. Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay. I will use the Storehouse to draw a card. Why not? Right. I will also pass and bids.
Okay. All right.
All right.
What do you have for honor? 3.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Good to flip.
Yep.
1.
1. You don't want to manipulate the
I
manipulator
didn't
that
buy
one,
him.
huh?
No,
Oh,
I
you
didn't buy him.
didn't. Oh,
No.
okay. All right. All right. I certainly have cards in my hand. Um, don't know about good ones. Right. So, Precon, I'm gonna pass. Or sorry, draw phase. I will pass.
I will pass draw phase as well.
All right. Just to no, let's not. Okay. I'm going to pass precon,
Okay.
and then I'm going to swing at you with
Okay.
this brash samurai on a. It has to be military. This stinks. We're gonna go on a military Earth, military void, and we are gonna go at that manipulator. No, sorry, water. Mill water. Mill water is definitely the way to go here with that brash samurai. So I am currently showing 3. 2 for the brash samurai, 1 for the favor, which I am just gonna flip to the military side while we're thinking of it.
Mm-hmm. Water. That. Huh. Mm-hmm. Does your advisor need to be in the conflict? No, it does not. Well, I'm showing 5. I really hate Toshimoku right now.
Right.
So annoying. Yeah, there's really nothing to do there. So no defenders. Pass.
All right. I'm going to use his ability to honor him, putting
Yep.
me up to 5, which will be breaking.
Yep.
Well, it was
I
breaking
pass.
before, but anyway.
It was break. Yeah, I pass.
Yeah, I will pass as well. So brash samurai will bow, go home. I break that province, and I'm gonna
Yep.
watering your this guy,
Sure.
blackmail artist is the one.
Yep.
And just so it's a little clearer, I'm gonna turn my broken provinces to the side. So it's
Makes
not
sense.
100% easy to see. No, yeah, your blackmail artist is upside down now. This is fine.
He's just dancing.
All right. So it is now your conflict. Or precon, I will pass.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, another thing that I don't think we mentioned as my Dynasty deck starts to get a little low. When you reshuffle, you only lose 3 honor instead of 5. So, rule of 3s and all.
Mm-hmm. I think. All right, so we pass all the conflict stuff, all that good stuff. Do I want to? No. All right, so I pass, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a.
Oh, let me put that back for you. Oh no, wait, no,
Oh no,
that's
you have that. You
for
have
some
that.
reason I thought we were like it's just the start of the next round. This is what happens when I
Nope.
go over to another window for a second.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna declare a political void.
Oh yeah, flip that guy over. All right, so right there, and you're just sending the Master Whisperer?
I believe so, because you're at what? 2, 1, 3, 4. Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna all in defend. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. To my 5.
Yep.
First action to you.
I will pass.
That. All right, I pass as well.
Okay, I will claim the ring.
Yep.
Oop. No. Okay, there we go.
All right. Clean up.
Yeah, if I can actually clean up my board state here a little bit. Yeah, so we'll give you first player. I'm gonna lose another
That's
honor.
your 1/8 fan.
Doji Whisperer dies. Not that it matters which discard pile it goes into. It's not like we're playing in person.
No, I know, but I still. Oh, whoops. Yeah, just go on the road back.
Blood Advisor is going to go. And when my Chancellor leaves, I will choose a player, which is going to be you, to discard a card. You may give me an honor in order to make me discard a card. It is not at random.
I will just discard. Oh, I get to choose?
Yes. Yep.
Let's see. Like,
So would you discard that Goblin Sneak?
second sneak, yeah.
Oh, okay. The second sneak. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
did you want to discard this manipulator when you broke this?
Yes. Yeah, let's get rid of him. Okay. I am ready for the next round if you are, I believe. I'm going to retain favor, right? Oh.
Yep.
My Brash Samurai will ready. Move over here.
Okay.
That'll go there. I'm going to gain 6 fate. Oh, let's return some rings. Okay. I am good to flip when you are.
Yep.
Okay. I got
My
Kakita
mystic
Ryoku.
enemies.
Ooh. This is a pretty good flop.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I will buy a Maya Mystic with no fate.
Okay. Gonna buy this Ryoku with 1.
I'll buy this niece with 1.
Okay. I will pass.
I'm gonna use my niece once
Okay.
to discard this column of favors.
All right.
And then I'm gonna pass.
Okay. So at the start of this phase, I'm gonna trigger Ryoku's ability.
Yep.
And honor Toshimoko.
I'm gonna use the Young Warmonger to move that over to.
Has to be Ryoku, I believe.
Yeah, it has to be Ryoku, right? Yep.
You can't move it
yeah,
to. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't move it to the Brash Samurai because he's already honored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is now draw phase to you.
I believe I'm gonna pass. Oh, we need to actually do the draw phase.
Oh yeah. I guess so. Huh. Right. So let's flip.
You did it at the
down.
right time because that's the time to do it, right?
Yes, yeah, because it's a reaction to the phase starting.
Yep. Yeah.
was what I was thinking. Okay, so I'm ready to
I'm good
flip.
to flip. Yep. 1.
It's a 1. What a surprise. All right. So
Okay.
over to you.
Draw phase, I will pass.
I will also pass. Precon to you.
Uh, Precon. What do we want to do? I'm going to go ahead and pass.
I'm just going to move that fate token so it's no longer sitting on its side. It was bugging me.
Oh,
I will.
sorry.
I'll pass as well.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and declare a political. Is that what I want to do? Probably. Sure. A political fire.
All right. Right there.
Let me see if I want to commit anybody else. No, that's good.
All right. Well, I'm going to defend with Toshimoko.
Mm-hmm.
What a surprise. So you have 2 on the rumor monger, 1 on the blackmail artist.
Yep.
All right.
For political, I'm at 4.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, come on. Let's see. I have 2. Okay. So,
Don't forget the favorite, but yeah.
oh, 3. Yes. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna defend with the brash as well. So that'll give me another 3. That'll put me to 6. I like winning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with that, I will pass.
Um, do huh. Don't have a fate. Let's do this. Let's do away the Scorpion. I'm gonna do it against the same.
Brash. Okay. So that brings me down to 4, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We're tied.
I'm gonna put a formal invitation on him, bringing me up to 5.
Okay. I will blow it up with my
Oh yeah,
mystic.
that's the thing you can do, huh? All right. Rip. Formal invitation. Okay, so I'm back down to 4. I'm gonna put a fine katana on Toshimoko.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I will pass.
I will also pass. And then I'm going to trigger Toshimoko's ability.
So you're at 3 military.
Yeah, but remember we don't count scores. I'm just
Well, it
above
matters.
your biggest guy.
No, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. Yeah, it matters that you're above, not the total.
Yep. Let's see. All right, I am ready to reveal.
Me too.
All right.
1.
I did a 2, so I will give you an honor.
Mm-hmm.
But the ring will be negated.
It will. Indeed.
Okay. So the interesting thing about Toshimoko is that, like, I kind of have to bid up a bunch because, like, I keep bidding 2 to your 1 because even though I'm ahead,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
right?
it's very interesting.
Yeah, it causes me issues. So anyway, um, so that ring bounces. We've got
Mm-hmm.
the favored niece. All right, so precon to you.
I pass.
All right, I am going to play a political rival with the
Okay.
fate.
I was waiting for it.
Mm-hmm. Figured you might be. All right.
I should try. I pass.
All right, I will pass as well. I'm going to swing in with my political rival and Kakita Ryoku. I have to do Paul Fire here and really hope And I'm going to covert out that favored niece.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Uh,
no, actually, jeez. Yeah, yeah, we'll go there and covert out the favored niece.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. So I'm showing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do we do here? Okay. Obviously no defenders.
Yep.
And my first action will be to use my City of Lies.
All right. I am going to play Try Again Tomorrow to move home a character at a conflict where I control an attacking courtier.
Okay.
That'll put me down to 4.
Already used her ability. Okay. I will pass.
I will pass as well. If you play Display of Power, I'm
Okay.
going to be very angry. Yeah, there it
I will
is.
play Display of Power for 1 fate.
All right, so that's the game, right? Because
That's the
then
game, right? Yeah.
Toshimoko's going to lead play
Yep.
and I lose my
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
honor. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think I could have gotten away. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I could have gotten away with bidding 1 on Toshimoko, I think was the difference, right?
Uh,
Because it's the
right. We would have.
same net effect. Well, no, because you were going for a fire
No.
ring.
No, I go for fire. That's why I went Fire Ring.
Right.
Because I was like, I wanted to, I just got to get. I mean, honestly, I know I have Display of Power in my hand. I also
Yeah.
have a Forge Edict, but the trick was I need to minimize your chances of having any other cancels.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if did you have a censure? Like, I don't know if you had a censure and a
No,
voice.
I had a steward and another try again. So I never saw a for shame for my steward to
Mm,
be useful with. And I only just got an honored courtier with Ryoku because
right.
you're a scorpion. So try again
I know.
tomorrow was not terribly useful. But
Oof. Yeah, interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, it still plays. Like, it's still
Yeah,
thematically or
that was
archetype still play out.
the other thing is that was not quicker, right? It was not
Well,
significantly quicker.
we were talking through things. I mean, I think I
That's
played
true.
Evan the other night. We played 2 games in like an hour ish,
Okay.
right?
All right. And some of that
Yeah,
is
I
going
mean,
to be down to the interface, right?
yeah, no, I think you and I were trying to talk through stuff for each other, but really so that people knew what we were doing because it's boring to watch a game if people are just clicking through things. Right?
That's fair.
We were
That's
very
fair.
verbose about stuff, I would say,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
No,
which is
that's a good point.
which is kind of the point.
Yep.
No, it does play like quicker. Like if you and I were just playing this like straight up, I think it would just be boom, boom, boom. We would be going through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. No, that makes sense.
It's weird. So cards, I've been thinking about this. Like the cards that are interesting in this format, I think are definitely like stuff you had, which is, and I have obviously a Scorpion, but the draw, anything that draws you cards or
Yeah,
cycles
it's
cards
pretty
are
powerful.
amazing. It's
Yeah,
really good.
that Master Whisperer did some work, just
Super
dumping a
good.
bunch of
Yeah.
cards you couldn't play and then drawing you 3. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
And
Really good.
I was trying to play around the entire time. I was trying to not draw too many cards with him because I had that benevolent advisor that could draw me cards out. I didn't want to draw too many while that Master Whisperer was up because then you would just dump my hand and
Wipe them.
drop me down to 3, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's interesting. Like, and he's a 3-coster too, so he just gives you so much flexibility and like just sticking around.
Yeah.
The thing that is, I think, hardest, and that I'm sure people you could see it when you watch and you can get it when you read the rules, but the fact there's no passing fate and the fact there's no fate on rings, you are really like constrained on what you can buy, and I mean both dynasty and conflict. Like you really need to. So that's why I actually put the City of Lies in, right? I
Yep.
have the 2 City of Lies because that's why I didn't get rid of it. Like honestly, I did play already my two Fate Worse Than Deaths, but anytime I want to play any of my one cost cards, I really wanted that City of Lies to stick around.
Right. So, and my deck is built with a kind of a similar recognition. So almost all of my conflict deck costs 0. And the stuff that doesn't is like Return the Offense and like Tessin. Basically, I think I have stands that don't cost 0 and
Yeah,
conflict characters. So basically things that generate another body, because I'm kind of under the like two assumptions here. Number one, yeah, the fate's going to be really hard to come by in this game, um, because you only get 6
there's
and the cost of your
there's
characters
none.
doesn't change.
There's none.
Um,
Like where else? I'm trying to think of other ways to generate Fate, right? Like if you're
no, there's
Dragon, you probably can, but there's really nothing you can do to generate Fate, right?
yeah, no, not really anything. It's just the 6 you get per turn.
Yeah.
Um, so uh, that piece of it, I was just basically trying to minimize the conflict side cost so I could invest a little bit more. And I think that part kind of worked out for me. It didn't do great actually because of a Fate Worse Than Death. But I think against any other deck that doesn't have Fate Worse Than Death, like I would have built up a pretty big board a turn or two ago if I
Yeah.
didn't
Oh
keep
yeah.
getting things stripped by Fate Worse Than Death. So that was kind of the
Yeah.
plan, is stall until I can play for more of that mid game strategy. So
Yeah. And I was trying to find. I mean, as always, like I'm just curious what I have here. Like, where is my shoju? Right. Like so I have a Season of War, which is weird, but I think if you get that early, it can be helpful
oh, I'm
to
playing
do.
2 of as well, just because I think it
Oh,
is a good
there.
idea to thin your deck as much as possible. And we talked about this on the rally episode.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And,
Yeah.
and
I
then
think that,
my
but
deck
it also
tops
just
out.
gives you enough. I was just gonna say, it gives you enough that if you just have cheap stuff, which is kind of like the whole idea with that card, but if you just have a few cheap things, it can help you get an early lead, right? And early leads in this are really important to like just overall tempo, whether your deck is tempo or not.
Yeah, and like tempo kind of feels like very key in this game, this mode. Just because like right there, right, if you hadn't had the display of power, I think I probably win that game, right?
Uh,
If I could have lived
yeah,
through the dishonor, because next turn I would have been going first, I could have just all in with the political rival to dishonor or to covert out your biggest guy. Like I have a pretty good shot of breaking your third province if it weren't for the display.
indeed.
So
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny too. I totally agree, but I was sitting here once I saw that niece. I'm like, okay, I definitely have a like my odds went way up just
yeah,
because I knew that I could
yeah,
go
you can
for that. I
just
was
dig
looking,
for
I
it.
literally dug for the display and I got it the first draw. Like,
Yep,
I mean, it's
yeah,
silly to say that, but think about how many cards are left in my deck. There were only 11 at the time,
yeah, I know.
so
Well,
like
so that is one
two
thing
out of
that
11.
I forgot about when building this deck. I did not put any splash cards in. So I definitely need to rebuild a little bit, but yeah, yeah, no, it
Yeah,
was
I
good
mean,
though.
you only have 6 influence, so it's sort of like a nice to have, but you don't. I don't know that it's a necessity. I mean, there's definitely good cards you want to include.
Yeah,
Like
for
it's only
sure.
6 influence.
Yep, yep. So
Other stuff that because I know someone asked in chat, like other things that I was considering is I do think that you are gonna play more out of Dynasty. So and I don't know if this is true. But this is just my thought, right? So you want to have good dynasty characters, the ones that you want to buy. Like that's the general thought process. But I don't think you need a lot of dynasty characters. So I actually put in quite a bit of holdings because that's the only way to get free pumps on your provinces from breaking. Right? Like that's the only way you can get a plus really without having to do much.
and it's
And as
funny
long
that City of Lies did a lot of work for you this game, because I wasn't able to attack it because it was
right.
just this annoying like roadblock that, I mean, increasing the province strength by 33% is not nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And like that, what was it? What's it called? The court of
Court of Deception did the same thing.
Deception. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, that card. When I saw it the first flop, I'm like, yeah, that's why I put it in here, and it was great. It's
Yeah.
for like the Forged Edict and for taking a dishonor on anything, really.
Yeah, and the fact that you start
Calling in
at
favors
6 honor, so it's basically on
on.
all the time.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool too.
yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm still not sure how I bid with this deck. The or in this game mode in general. I don't know if like 3 the first turn is right, because you just, I don't know, it puts you so close to death. But then we
I
just ended up
mean,
going back and forth, and realistically it's
we
Scorpion. I
stalled.
should have I should have bid 5 because it's Scorpion, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I was holding this, and I couldn't even. I almost thought about chucking, right?
Man, that card's not banned in here. God.
No, it's not.
God.
But I've been thinking about it, and it's still really good, right? For the
Of
same reason
course
it's
it
good any other
is.
time. But I was trying to think, with the way bidding is, does it come up that often in its bad scenario? And the bad scenario being during the draw phase, someone bids 5 and won. Now, like I was looking at it, you were low on honor, and I was at like 5. I'm like, I can't even do this. Only way would have been if I had bought the manipulator and I had a contingency plan in hand, would be to able to like boost me up and get a ton of cards, which is
Well,
why I have contingency plan in there,
and even then
to
though,
be
like
honest.
you're paying 2 cards to gain a card, right? So you're contingency planning and
True.
duty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Like
true.
I guess I mean it helps you bid. I guess you would gain net 2, right?
I would
Because
gain that too,
you'd
right?
you'd be drawing, you'd be bidding 3 plus 2,
Right. I get the 2 cards. You're
but
right.
you could
That's
just
true.
bid 3 and not pay these 2 cards to draw the other 2. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. It's a mode I've definitely got to spend a little more time with. As of right now, I think obviously I'm still kind of more into the stronghold format.
Stronghold.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So Evan asks, is a rush deck like Unicorn or Lion with Shori, which is the new ancestral sword for Lion that's coming out, good for running over provinces really fast? So
Yes, because he did it. I think somebody, was it him or was it I forget, somebody played basically that.
yeah, and
Dave maybe?
I could see that being pretty good, just because getting an additional conflict in this is really powerful. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you saw we were like kind of all inning the second defense and everything, and one of the things that I'm considering doing is adding Scorpion Splash for that thing where you can sacrifice a character
Yes.
to get an additional political conflict.
I thought about the same thing, yeah,
That
for
seems like
this.
it would be crazy in this format.
Yep. I
Just
thought the same thing. I
generally
think
additional
HMT,
political conflicts.
anything that gives you an extra conflict, right?
Well, HMT you can't play, right? It's a
Oh,
stronghold,
that's right.
you know?
That's right. You can't
So
get it.
like
Yeah, that's
when
right.
when you're thinking about additional conflicts, you've got Hito Ushi and Crab, Shori coming eventually for Lion, Courteous Scheming, which I don't think actually you can play. Is that Earth? No, Earth is the +1 cost. But no, it's the 2 fate duel for Crane that if you win it, you get another political conflict.
Which is weird here now with it being sort of awkward because it's whoever does the win, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so there's like a chance that my opponent could win, and
Right.
it has to be a during a political conflict, and it has to be uh, my opponent's choice. So uh, of duelists. So I can't even like bully duel to the limited extent this game lets you. So and then that the new Scorpion card that they previewed. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of a
There's
limited thing,
there's
but
one card that I wanted to play with, but I didn't. And I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's the new uh, Dynasty event in Scorpion that removes a character that has no fate on it. It costs, I think it's 1.
yep,
It's a
Dispatch to Nowhere.
Yeah, and I almost put it in here for this, but I was like, it doesn't show up. I don't think so. I didn't play it. But I think that card is interesting in both formats. I'm trying to think. It seemed when I was going to put it in better in this, but I'm not sure. Right. The only reason I say that is because I feel like with the 6 fate, you're either going to buy like a big dude or you're going to try and just get like that one guy early and just keep that tempo just to have enough to stay in the fight. And then if I could just kill somebody, or it
Yeah.
stops you from buying a character really too, right? Because it's a dynasty event.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And like, I mean, you could have killed my Toshimoko a turn early there. That would have been huge. You could have killed
Right
my
before the
Asami
conflict
before I
phase.
duped her. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like that's pretty
yeah.
big. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, yeah. it's something that's going to take a little more experimentation before I figure out how to do it, right? I was basically trying to play it as stall, stall, stall until I draw into some big tempo play, which in this case was a
Hmm.
political rival, but I was also looking for like the for shame and everything, um, and then use that to win the game. And it didn't work out, but like it was, close. I feel like that's like a decent game plan.
Oh yeah, it was good. And Toshimoka was just such a. I mean, he basically in this format turns off it turns off your opponent's entire conflict phase.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it really
It's
does.
yeah, because he just, I mean, the fact that you only get one conflict and he can just negate it for very low cost,
It's
is pretty
crazy.
big. So yeah. All right. Well, so that ends our first stream, I think, because I am gonna fall
Yeah,
asleep in my chair otherwise.
yeah. I gotta get to bed. I mean, I got so much to do tomorrow that's not
Yeah,
going anywhere.
with that stay at home order, I am
I
going to the grocery store. One of the few
oof.
things you're allowed to do. Yeah,
May the force be with you. My
yeah,
wife has
it's gonna
been
be interesting.
the soldier for that.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh well. Anyway, so yeah, have a good night, folks, and we will see you next time. We're hoping to do more of these tabletop simulator streams.
Mhm.
Play some new cards, play some new decks and things. I am desperate to try out the newly previewed Crane Stronghold, so I will be
Ooh, yeah.
probably playing a little bit of that. And maybe I can get Adam to stop playing City Open Hand and play Seven Stings Keep instead.
I would like to. I actually forgot that I didn't have strongholds when I was building a deck today, and then I had that in there just 'cause I wanted to play with it. You reminded me.
Nice,
So yes,
nice.
coming to a channel soon.
Yes. All right, folks. Well, have a good night. And remember, I'm adding this outro to videos now.
Oh,
Samurai
nice.
seldom notice peasants, but peasants always notice samurai.
We just need Eric to hop in like at the end there and just say something.
Say it completely wrong. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody wake him up. All right. Good night.